The hallway was loud with laughter, sneakers squeaking, and lockers slamming, but everything stopped when she walked in. A new girl, quiet, confident, with eyes that spoke more than words. Her name was Aaliyah Carter. She had just moved to a new school, trying to start fresh. But not everyone was ready to welcome her. The school's self-proclaimed Queen of the Halls, Brianna, spotted Aaliyah and smirked. She didn't like new faces stealing attention. As Aaliyah passed, Brianna stepped in front of her, blocking the path. "Watch where you're going," she said coldly. The hallway went silent again, everyone watching. But Aaliyah didn't react. She simply said, "Excuse me," and tried to walk past. Then suddenly, Brianna shoved her to the ground, laughing. But what no one knew was that Aaliyah had once stood in a ring, with a national audience chanting her name. Aaliyah picked herself up, brushing the dust off her jeans. The whispers grew louder, students whispering, some laughing, some frozen in disbelief. Brianna folded her arms, expecting tears or anger. But Aaliyah's calmness confused her. Aaliyah looked straight at Brianna and said softly, "You don't know me." Then she turned and walked away. Behind that calm walk was a storm, memories of long hours in the gym, bruised knuckles, and the echo of her coach's voice, "Control your power, don't waste it." That night, Aaliyah sat in her room, replaying the moment. She wanted peace, not fights. But she knew deep down, she couldn't keep letting people define her by what they saw. Tomorrow, things would be different. She wasn't just a new student. She was a fighter with a story. The next day, rumors spread fast. Some students whispered that the new girl was dangerous, others laughed it off. In gym class, the coach announced a friendly sparring session for demonstration. Aaliyah's heart skipped a beat when she heard Brianna's name called, then her own. The class erupted in excitement, they couldn't believe it. Brianna grinned, already picturing her victory. "Hope you can handle a little pressure," she sneered. Aaliyah simply nodded, tying her hair back. When the bell rang, gloves went on. The room went quiet. Brianna swung first, wild and loud, but Aaliyah dodged effortlessly, her movements sharp and focused. No hits. No anger. Just precision. The coach's eyes widened. Something about Aaliyah wasn't normal, it was professional. Within seconds, the atmosphere changed. Aaliyah's stance, her balance, her control, it was all too perfect. Every dodge felt intentional, every movement trained. Brianna grew frustrated, swinging harder, faster, but missing every time. The students began to cheer, sensing the shift. Then, Aaliyah gently tapped Brianna's gloves, signaling the end. She didn't punch back. She didn't humiliate her. She simply said, "It's not about fighting. It's about control." The coach stepped forward, stunned. "Where did you learn to move like that?" he asked. Aaliyah smiled. "National Boxing Academy. I used to compete." The room exploded in shock. Brianna froze, her pride shattered, realizing she'd picked a fight with a champion. But Aaliyah wasn't here to prove she was stronger. She was here to show strength through peace. The story spread across the school like wildfire. Everyone now knew who Aaliyah was. But instead of boasting, she stayed quiet, helping others in gym, giving advice, smiling at those who once laughed at her. Even Brianna couldn't ignore it. One afternoon, she found Aaliyah training alone behind the gym, punching a worn-out bag. "Why didn't you fight me back?" Brianna asked quietly. Aaliyah stopped, wiping sweat from her forehead. "Because fighting you wouldn't teach you anything," she said. "But showing you control, that's strength." For the first time, Brianna looked down, ashamed but thoughtful. "You're different," she whispered. Aaliyah smiled softly. "We all are. You just have to decide who you want to be." Days turned into weeks, and the school started to change. Fights became less common, and students began talking more, helping each other. Aaliyah's calm confidence had set an example. Brianna, too, started training with her, learning patience, focus, and discipline. One day, the coach announced a local boxing event for charity. Both girls signed up, not as rivals but as teammates. When they entered the ring together, side by side, the crowd cheered. For Aaliyah, it wasn't about winning anymore, it was about inspiring. And for Brianna, it was about redemption. Together, they showed everyone that strength isn't measured by punches, but by how you rise above your past. Months later, Aaliyah stood at the edge of the ring, metal shining under the lights. The same students who once mocked her now stood in the crowd, cheering her name. Brianna clapped the loudest. As the spotlight hit her face, Aaliyah smiled, not for fame, but for peace. She had turned pain into purpose. Sometimes, she said during her speech, people will try to break you before they understand you. But never forget who you are, because your strength might be the light they need. The audience erupted in applause. Aaliyah had not only earned their respect, she had taught them what true power really means: grace, control, and kindness in the face of cruelty.